Hey there, cosmic explorers. Ready for another deep dive?
You know it.
Today, we're tackling a topic that's both ancient and surprisingly relevant.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The enduring power of astrology.
Ooh,
Now, before we get too deep into the cosmos,
right.
if you're loving these explorations of the fringes of knowledge,
Yeah,
hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future deep dives.
definitely. Got to get curious.
I know some of you might be thinking astrology, really.
I can see that.
But trust me, we're going way beyond your daily horoscope today.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're going to try to understand why this system of belief has captivated humans for millennia.
For sure.
And believe me, there's more to it than you might think.
Oh, yeah, way more.
I mean, to kick things off,
Okay.
you've got a truly fascinating stack of sources for this one.
We do. Historical accounts, scientific analyses, even a peek into the world of alchemy.
Now, that's what I call a deep dive.
It's going to be a wild ride.
So, to set the stage, astrology emerged during a time when the lines between science and mysticism were, well, kind of blurred.
Definitely.
The ancient Greeks, for instance, saw the entire universe as a living, breathing entity.
Oh, yeah, it was all connected for them.
Okay, so are we talking about a time when people believed that the stars and planets were, like, literally alive?
Exactly. They believed the zodiac.
Yeah, those 12 signs we're all familiar with?
Yeah, exactly, those 12 signs. They believed those represented the visible face of the gods in the cosmos.
Wow.
Just imagine, the planets weren't just celestial bodies.
Right.
They were living entities, almost like characters in this grand cosmic play.
So the zodiac was like the stage on which this cosmic drama unfolded.
It was the stage, the script, the whole shebang.
I'm starting to see why people find this so captivating.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty powerful concept.
So walk me through this. Each sign was linked to specific constellations?
Yeah, specific constellations, and get this, symbolic animals.
Okay, so we've got stars, animals, gods.
The whole universe is coming to life.
I'm hooked.
And they thought all of this influenced events on Earth.
Oh.
And even, get this, the lives of individuals.
All right, now you've got me really intrigued.
I knew you'd come around.
So give me an example. How about Taurus?
Perfect example.
What's the story there?
All right, so Taurus, ruled by Venus and connected to the element of Earth,
Okay.
was believed to govern sensuality, practicality, and a love of nature.
So, like, if you were born into the sign of Taurus, you'd be predisposed to those personality traits.
Yeah, and potentially even certain life paths. It's a cosmic personality test.
Very cool.
I know, right?
But, okay, here's the thing. The zodiac's 12 signs, they weren't just, like, randomly assigned, right?
No, they were based on something really specific.
Okay, tell me more.
The sun's apparent path through the heavens over a year.
Oh, wow.
Astronomers call this path the ecliptic. Picture it like this: the sun tracing a fiery line across a giant celestial canvas throughout the year.
Ooh, I like that. A celestial canvas.
Yeah, and that line, the ecliptic, forms the basis for the 12 signs of the zodiac.
So it was based on observation of the natural world, not just, some ancient whim.
Precisely. They were on to something.
But, okay, how did we go from this celestial map to, like, predicting someone's personality or fate?
Well, that's where things get even more interesting.
Oh, here we go.
This is where astrology and astronomy, once so intertwined, began to diverge.
Oh, so they were like two branches on the same tree of knowledge.
It's a beautiful way to put it. They were, but they grew in different directions.
So what happened?
Astronomy evolved into this rigorous science based on observation and measurement.
Okay, so very data-driven.
Exactly. But astrology, it held onto its focus on those symbolic interpretations.
Right.
And predictions, of course. Think of it like two siblings.
Okay.
They had a shared upbringing, but they chose very different career paths. One became a data analyst, the other a poet.
Oh, I love that analogy.
I thought you might.
So they were both looking at the stars, but seeing very different things.
Precisely.
But even though astrology didn't, follow that strict scientific path, it had a huge impact on history, right?
Absolutely. For centuries, astrology was deeply intertwined with political and religious beliefs.
It wasn't just a personal thing.
No, it wasn't. It influenced decisions at the highest levels of society.
So it's not just about your daily horoscope in the newspaper.
Right. And I've got a great example for you. We even have an example in our sources of a Roman emperor.
Okay, who are we talking about?
Lucius Terentius.
All right.
And way back in 100 BCE, he used astrological calculations to, get this, choose the date for the founding of Rome.
Hold on. An emperor actually consulted the stars to pick a date for founding one of the most powerful empires in history.
You better believe it. He took his horoscope seriously.
So he was like, hey, when's the best time to launch this whole empire thing? Let me check with the stars.
Something like that. He believed that the position of the sun and moon in Taurus on that specific date, April 21st to be exact,
Right.
would ensure the city's strength and stability.
And remember, Taurus is associated with those qualities. The bull, strength, stability.
It all ties together.
That is amazing.
It really shows you how deeply embedded astrology was in these ancient cultures.
So we've got this system of belief rooted in observation of the natural world,
Yeah.
influencing everything from personal decisions to the founding of empires.
Pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It really is. But okay, here's the big question.
Yeah.
If it's not scientifically valid,
Right.
why does it continue to hold such sway over people even today?
You know, that's the million-dollar question, and I think our sources point to some fascinating answers.
Lay it on me.
One key factor is this. It speaks to that fundamental human need for meaning and connection.
Okay, I can see that.
Astrology offers a sense of order in what can often feel like, a really chaotic world. It connects individuals to something bigger than themselves.
It's like the vastness of the cosmos.
Exactly. The cosmos, history, ancient wisdom.
So in a world where things often feel really random and unpredictable, astrology provides a sense of structure and purpose.
It's like having a cosmic blueprint.
Oh, I like that. A blueprint.
A map to understanding your place in the grand scheme of things.
I can definitely see the appeal in that.
For sure.
And then there's also the element of psychological comfort.
Oh, absolutely.
Astrology provides a framework for understanding our personality traits, our strengths, our weaknesses,
Yeah.
even if those interpretations are subjective.
For sure. They don't have to be scientific facts to be meaningful.
So even if the, hard science isn't quite there, the psychological comfort of having a framework for understanding ourselves and our place in the universe, that's powerful stuff.
It is, and it's something that's resonated with people for a very long time.
But what about the skeptics?
Yeah.
The people who say it's all just a bunch of hooey. Is there any scientific basis for any of these astrological claims?
Well, most scientific studies haven't found evidence to support, specific predictions, know?
Right.
But, and here's where things get more complex, there's some research, although controversial, that hints at the possibility of subtle connections. Connections we might not fully understand yet.
Ooh, now you've got me really curious. Are we talking about some kind of scientific evidence that might actually support a link between the stars and human affairs?
Well, one really fascinating example is the work of Dr. Percy Seymour.
Okay.
He was an astronomer who, back in the 1990s, proposed a theory linking planetary positions and something called geomagnetic fields.
Okay, geomagnetic fields. For those of us who aren't astrophysicists, can you break that down?
Sure. Think of geomagnetic fields like this invisible shield surrounding our planet, generated by the Earth's core.
Okay, I'm with you.
Seymour's theory suggested that these fields could be influenced by the positions of the planets. And in turn, those variations in the geomagnetic field could subtly influence human biology and behavior.
Whoa, hold on. So, the planets might be tugging at our inner compass, influencing our moods or decisions.
It's a pretty radical idea, right?
That's a mind-blowing concept.
It is. And it's important to note that Seymour's research is still debated within the scientific community.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It raises some intriguing questions, though.
Oh, for sure.
About the potential for connections between the cosmos and ourselves that we might not yet fully grasp.
Right.
It's a reminder that the universe is full of mysteries. And we don't have all the answers.
That's for sure.
There's still so much we don't know.
It makes you wonder if maybe, just maybe, there's more to this ancient system of belief than meets the eye.
Exactly. That's the beauty of exploration, isn't it? Always more to discover. It's fascinating to consider how astrology pops up in unexpected places throughout history.
Oh, you've got my attention. Tell me about these surprise appearances. What are we talking about?
Well, one really cool connection is the link between astrology and, get this, alchemy.
Alchemy. So we're not just talking about the stars influencing, human affairs. We're talking about cosmic forces at work in the transformation of matter itself.
Bingo. We're going full-on cosmic with this one.
Okay, I am so there for this. Alchemy, that's like trying to turn lead into gold, right?
That's the classic image. But alchemy was so much more than just a quest for riches.
Okay, so what else was going on?
It was this complex philosophical and spiritual tradition.
I'm intrigued.
And guess what? It drew heavily on astrological symbolism.
So they weren't just mixing potions in a lab. They were looking to the stars for guidance.
They were looking to the stars, they were looking to the planets, they were looking for that cosmic connection.
Okay, I'm hooked. How did that work exactly?
Well, one of our sources, Secrets of Nature, Astrology and Alchemy in Early Modern Europe, goes deep into this connection.
I love that title, Secrets of Nature.
The authors explain how alchemists used planetary correspondences to understand the properties of different substances. It's almost like they were using the language of the stars to decode the secrets of matter.
Okay, wait, slow down for a second. So they believe the planets had a direct connection to the elements and substances they were working with.
Direct connection. Each planet had its own alchemical signature.
Okay, that's cool. So what was the breakdown? Like, how did they match up?
Well, gold was associated with the sun, silver with the moon, iron with Mars.
Okay, makes sense.
And these weren't random associations. They were based on the perceived qualities of each planet and their influence on the terrestrial realm.
So it's almost like the alchemists were trying to create a cosmic cookbook. Yeah. With the planets as, like, the key ingredients.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. They were seeking that harmony between the celestial and the earthly.
Okay, but did this approach actually lead to any, real breakthroughs? Did anyone actually turn lead into gold?
Well, while alchemy didn't achieve its ultimate goal of transmuting lead into gold,
Right.
it did lay the groundwork for modern chemistry and medicine.
Okay, so they weren't totally off base.
Definitely not. And, their experiments, their reliance on timing and celestial influences,
Yeah.
it highlights this key aspect of astrology. It wasn't just about individual horoscopes.
Right.
It was about recognizing our place within the larger rhythms of the universe.
It's like we're not just isolated beings. We're part of a grand cosmic dance, influenced by forces both mysterious and powerful.
That's a beautiful image. And, it makes you wonder what other connections we might be missing, what other ways the cosmos might be influencing our lives.
It really does make you think.
And speaking of cosmic connections, it's intriguing to think that our ancestors' fascination with the stars might have actually played a role in shaping, well, our brains.
Hold on. Are you suggesting that stargazing literally influenced human evolution?
One of our sources, The Scientific Basis of Astrology, explores this very idea.
Whoa, that is wild.
The author, Dr. Percy Seymour, suggests that our brains actually developed specialized neural networks just to process astronomical information. It's like evolution was hardwiring us to decode the language of the stars.
Okay, so our brains evolved to track the stars, to make sense of the patterns and cycles up there. But why? What evolutionary advantage would that provide?
Survival. Our ancestors' survival depended on their ability to track the seasons, to navigate by the stars, to understand the rhythms of nature, all of which are governed by those celestial cycles.
So it wasn't just about satisfying their curiosity.
No, it was much more fundamental than that.
It was a matter of life and death. I never thought about it that way.
Right. It's pretty mind-blowing.
It really makes you wonder what other hidden connections might be, embedded in our very biology, shaped by our ancient relationship with the cosmos.
It's like a cosmic mystery waiting to be unraveled. And those connections extend beyond our physical evolution, too.
Okay, how so?
Think about it. Our very understanding of time, our ability to measure it, to organize our lives around it.
Right.
It has its roots in astronomical observation.
So you're saying our concept of time, something we totally take for granted, wouldn't exist without our ancestors looking up and noticing the patterns up there.
You got it. One of our sources, The Scientific Basis of Astrology, highlights how ancient cultures developed incredibly sophisticated methods for tracking time, all based on their observations of the heavens.
That's amazing. Give me an example.
The ancient Egyptians, for instance, divided the day into 24 hours.
A system we still use today.
Exactly. And they even developed these intricate sundials and water clocks.
Just to measure the passage of time.
Exactly. And it's amazing to think that our modern concept of time, something so fundamental to our lives, owes its origins to these ancient stargazers. It's like a cosmic inheritance passed down through generations.
It's shaping how we experience and organize our lives even now.
And it wasn't just the Egyptians. Cultures around the world developed their own unique methods for timekeeping. And it was all based on their understanding of those celestial cycles.
Okay, that makes sense. Like the development of calendars would have been essential for agriculture, right?
Exactly. Knowing when to plant and harvest, knowing the rhythm of the seasons.
It all came down to understanding the movements of the stars and planets. It's like the cosmos provided this instruction manual for life on Earth.
You got it. shaping everything from daily routines to agricultural practices. And this influence wasn't limited to, like, the practical aspects of life either.
Okay, so what else were they looking to the stars for?
Celestial cycles also played a huge role in shaping religious beliefs and rituals.
Oh, of course.
Many ancient cultures saw the heavens as the realm of the gods, and celestial events, they held deep spiritual significance.
It's like the cosmos was this bridge between the earthly and the divine, a way to connect with the sacred.
And understand our place within a larger spiritual order.
It's a beautiful concept.
Yeah.
But how did those ancient beliefs translate into the practice of astrology as we know it today? You know, with personal horoscopes and the idea that the stars can reveal our destiny.
That's a great question. And it takes us deeper into the heart of what makes astrology so enduring. We have a really cool source for this, a book from 1901 titled, Were You Born Under a Lucky Star?
I love those old-timey titles. Were you born under a lucky star?
It's great, isn't it? It
Right.
provides this detailed explanation of how to create both heliocentric and geocentric horoscopes.
Okay, for those of us who need a refresher, what's the difference?
Well, a heliocentric horoscope is centered on the sun.
Okay.
A geocentric one is centered on the earth.
Okay, got it. So they were using like really precise calculations
Oh, yeah, very precise.
to create this snapshot of the heavens at the exact moment of someone's birth.
Exactly. It's almost like a cosmic fingerprint.
Okay, I like that. A cosmic fingerprint. So what did they believe all that revealed about a person?
Well, according to astrologers, those planetary positions, they hold the key to understanding an individual's personality traits, their strengths, weaknesses, even their potential life path.
So your birth chart becomes like a roadmap to your potential.
It shows you the terrain you're likely to encounter on your journey through life.
I can see why people would find that both intriguing and maybe even comforting, like having a cosmic guidebook. But are those interpretations like set in stone? Or is there room for, free will and choice and all of this?
Ah, the age-old question, fate versus free will.
Right. It's a big one.
It really is, and it's one that has been debated for centuries. And the interpretations themselves, they can get really intricate.
I'll bet.
Our source highlights how the combination of Venus and Mars in a birth chart can influence someone's career path.
Oh, interesting.
For example, it suggests they might be drawn to fields like art, medicine, or even agriculture.
So it's like having a cosmic career counselor.
Right. Offering insights into your hidden talents and potential career paths.
But are we really saying that the stars dictate our professional destiny?
Well, that's a great question.
Or is it more about like understanding our inclinations, our predispositions, and then making choices based on that self-awareness?
That's a really good point.
Like maybe it's not about fate, but more about insight.
Exactly. Astrology doesn't necessarily remove free will from the equation.
Right.
It might simply provide a framework for understanding our tendencies.
Okay, I can see that.
And then making conscious choices within that framework.
It's like the stars give you a nudge, but you're still the one steering the ship.
I like that. You're the captain of your own destiny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just about career paths, right? What other areas of life do they look at?
Well, our source also delves into how the moon's position in a birth chart is thought to influence someone's emotional nature.
Oh, interesting.
And spiritual inclinations, too.
So the moon acts as this, like, cosmic mirror, reflecting our inner world, our emotional landscape.
Precisely.
That's fascinating. It's incredible how astrologers weave all these planetary influences together
It's an art, for sure.
to create this, like, complex and incredibly detailed portrait of an individual.
They're looking at the whole picture, the whole cosmic tapestry.
But let's be real, not everyone buys into these interpretations, right?
It's not.
Some people see astrology as nothing more than superstition.
Sure, there's healthy skepticism to be had when exploring any system of belief.
Right, especially one that, hasn't been scientifically validated.
Exactly. But even for those who are skeptical, I think there's value in considering the symbolism,
Okay.
the archetypes that underpin those astrological interpretations.
So even if we don't take the interpretations as literal predictions, we can still use astrology as a tool
Absolutely.
for self-reflection, for exploring our inner landscape.
Exactly. And for understanding the recurring patterns in our lives.
Like maybe it can help us answer those big questions. Who am I? Why am I here?
That's the heart of it, isn't it? And I think that's one of the most intriguing aspects of astrology. It sparks our curiosity.
For sure.
It encourages us to ask those deeper questions about who we are, what we're here to do, and how we fit into the grand scheme of things.
It's like a cosmic invitation to embark on this journey of self-discovery, using the language of the stars as our guide.
And it's a journey that has captivated humans for centuries. People from all walks of life, from emperors to everyday citizens, have sought out astrologers for guidance and insight.
It's a universal human desire to understand ourselves and our place in the universe.
Exactly. And maybe in a world that often feels increasingly complex, astrology offers that sense of connection to something larger than ourselves.
A reminder that we're part of this, grand cosmic order that has been unfolding for millennia. It's like a cosmic compass pointing us toward the deeper understanding of ourselves and the mysteries of existence.
Beautifully put. I think that's the perfect note to end our deep dive on.
It's been an incredible journey. We've uncovered hidden connections, explored ancient wisdom, and really gotten to the heart of what makes astrology so enduring.
It really has been fascinating.
And as always, we want to leave our listeners with a final, thought-provoking question to ponder.
Okay, hit us with it.
If the stars could speak, what wisdom would they whisper about your unique place in the universe?
That's a great one. Lots to think about there.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of astrology. We'll see you next time for another mind-expanding exploration. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out.